we do get bruises on the hand, but as long as it's not open, there's no cuts. Would you mind turning your hands over? I'm just going to have a quick look along here as well. This is rosemary. That one is tea tree. And the whole aim of this was to really get rid of any dry skin. So we're going to go up a bit higher. Obviously been very generous with my product. Hello, welcome back again, and welcome this evening. We're going to have a wonderful hand pampering treatment because we haven't really focused too much on the hands so far, and I know we want to do something different to lying on a massage bed, and actually the hands are an area that are quite neglected, so I thought it would be a good idea to really focus on why we need to really put some attention on our hands and make sure that they are looked after, because as I said, often missed out in treatments. So there's lots that you need to be concerned about with the hands. I mean, if you think about it, we use our hands all the time. You know, do you use your hands a lot?
Yeah, I'm always typing on them at work.
Yeah.
On my phone.
Yes, yeah. So we use our hands all the time. But when we go for treatments, unless you're maybe going for a specific manicure and you're making a trip to do that, but generally when we go for relaxing treatments, de-stressing treatments, the hands are not maybe the first choice, and maybe they do need a little bit of attention. Taking care of the hands actually does make more sense, because our hands dry out very, very quickly. Lots of people suffer from things like dry skin. I can already feel some dry skin there. And one of the reasons for that is we get very cold, and I know you suffer from cold hands as well. Not helped by our weather in the UK, where it can get very cold, and you end up having a situation where you've got the heating on a lot of the time. So you've got artificial heating inside, then you've got harsh weather conditions outside, and our hands are not necessarily what we take care of, and we should do. We need to give them a little bit more love. So in the winter we have obviously central heating, bad weather conditions outside, lots of cold. In the summer we have air conditioning. So again, that takes all the moisture out of our hands, and that's why we end up with patches of often dry skin, often in between the fingers as well, and further up the arm. And that's why they get overexposed to weather in particular as well. And then I know people who have jobs where they need to wash their hands a lot. You know, there are certain occupations where, such as nurses, people who are caring, washing their hands all the time. So they're constantly being exposed to excessive washing. All of that depletes the natural oils that you have in your hands, and you have some quite harsh formulas in things like soaps, detergents, even shampoos. They've all got harsh chemicals in. And what are we putting those detergents on first, or shampoos on first? On our hands. So again, they've got some drying effects there as well. And then often what we find is when we get into the shower or the bath, we've got it as hot as possible, which again is causing issues with drying out and dehydration. Possibly if you're going swimming, chlorine's drying out the hands. I mean, these poor hands.
Sounds like it.
It does, definitely. And we're really wanting to try and get moisture and hydration back into those hands. Really avoiding things that really will dry them out. And then obviously taking into consideration some skin conditions. Lots of people have eczema and psoriasis, and taking care of your hands can really help with that. And some people have allergies as well to certain things, which often show up on the hands, in all sorts of rashes and blisters, things like that. So we need to take care of them. So the stress can cause not just the stress that you can see in your hands and the stress we put on it, but even when you're suffering from stress or you're unwell in your body, that can show in your hands as well. And your hands can be particularly sensitive. And some people even get pain as a result of the stress that they're feeling. So actually what we need is to really think about what can we do just to give our hands a little bit of attention. So we went on a bit of a shopping trip today, and we thought, okay, nice and simple, we'll go into a few shops and we'll see what we can buy, sort of thinking we could just get a hand care set and spend some time looking after these hands. And it was very challenging. So we'll continue that story in a moment. But what I want to do now first is just wash these hands. But what I'd like to do is make it a little bit special. And you know me, I'm a great fan of aromatherapy oils. And aromatherapy oils are not just used for putting in a diffuser or used for treatments such as aromatherapy massages or Indian head massages. You can put them into water, and the holistic properties are the same. So the essential oils will treat that, but you just have to be cautious with the amounts that you're using. So what I thought we'd do is we'd get a bowl of water to cleanse the hands, but we would also put a little bit of therapeuticness into the water. And I've got an array of oils here, and any one of these, with literally just a couple of drops in a bowl of water, are going to help to cleanse and to add some aromatherapy scents into the water. So what I thought I'd do is test some of these oils so that you can smell them. And actually it was an interesting point made by one of the viewers, something that I wasn't taught at my college when I learned all about aromatherapy oils. That was today you've got to be a little bit more careful, and you shouldn't really waft the oils under the nose, because if the person talks over it, then that could go back into the bottle. So we're going to do it, we're going to take that tip, so thank you to the viewer, and we're literally going to pop a little bit of oil, and this is rosemary, so that you can...
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. If I fold it
So
over, it's almost easier. Oh.
That is nice, isn't it? So if you pop that one in front of there, and we'll literally go through that. So that's rosemary, and these are very therapeutic oils. That one is tea tree.
Tea tree. Oh, I like them all.
I'm only going to let you choose one today.
Oh, it's lovely. Actually, having them on the cotton pads to smell like this, I can actually smell them a lot better.
Right.
And differentiate them more.
This one's lavender.
Thank you. Oh, I love lavender. Oh,
You've said that after every one so far.
have.
Okay. This one's eucalyptus.
Weirdly, I don't feel like I'm in the mood for that one, and which is strange because I'm always in the mood for eucalyptus. It just feels a bit too awake, a bit too much.
You might be able to guess which one this is. Do one more drop. Okay. Guess what that one is?
It's rose, isn't it?
It's rose.
It's always slow to come out.
Always slow to come out because it's a very thick oil.
Oh, it smells wonderful. Can't be smelling them all by myself.
Right, I'm just going to pop this on the side as well because I'm going to inspect your hands after we've cleansed them.
Okay.
Just so that I can spot the dry skin more. So I'm just going to pop that to one side so that we can focus on this. So, is there one that really stands out?
Can I choose the favourites
yeah.
again? Oh, so rosemary is lovely. Oh, tea tree is really nice.
It's quite cleansing tea tree as well.
It is.
Yeah.
And I don't know, the moment I saw you had these out here, I thought I would choose lavender.
Yeah.
Just because it's the evening and it's a nice, relaxing treatment. But actually, tea tree is almost a bit nicer. Oh, she says lavender's nice too.
Lavender, yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you said not to.
You're just not in the mood.
Not in the mood.
Same with rose, I think.
We're only using this to cleanse, so it's not.
It's funny.
We're not doing it for its therapeutic values, really.
Rose almost smells quite muted after I've smelled the others as well.
Yeah, this is much stronger.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll put these there.
Two.
And then my strong contenders are lavender and tea tree.
Tea tree is more medicinal. Lavender is more calming.
Okay.
So we're going to cleanse. So maybe tea tree has that sort of added cleansing element.
It is lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to go with tea tree.
We're going to go with tea tree. Okay.
For that. They all smell so wonderful.
So I'm just going to pop the towel on here because we're going to put a bowl on top, and then we're going to put the oil in, the tea tree oil, just a couple of drops, and then we're going to clean your hands off with that. I've got slightly warm water here, and then we've got tea tree. Pop that in, and it will diffuse. Just let it settle just for a minute or so, and it will settle into the water and diffuse into that nicely. Okay, and then what I'd like you to do is just dip your hands in and go like that. I know you've washed them already, but this is just an added cleanse. So if you want to pop your hands in, make sure they're covered. That's lovely. To be honest, it's nice warm water. That's part of the therapy. And as you're doing it, you're probably getting a waft of the tea tree as well.
Yes.
So part of aromatherapy is not just its therapeutic value when you're trying to mix it with a base oil and put it in a blend for aromatherapy. It's also has its uses for other things such as this.
Are you able to put this in the bath like this?
You can put it in the bath, just don't overdo the quantity. You don't need a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to pop your hands on the towel and dry it, and I'll just pop this to one side and we can change that a bit later when we need it. Okay, so while I've got your hands nicely here, I just want to go over with the magnifying glass just to see whether I can see any patches of dry skin at all. So I'm just going to literally go over each finger. And actually the fingers themselves don't look too bad. There's a little bit of puffiness, a little bit around where the cuticles are slightly. Maybe we might be able to put some cuticle cream on if we've got that. But the patch of dry skin seems to be at the wrist side. I don't know if that's normal for you, is it?
Yes, yeah, it's always the case around here.
Right,
Yeah.
that's interesting. So that I can see on the magnifying glass there. So this is useful. Just gives me a better look. You've got this tiny little bruise there. We do get bruises on the hand, but as long as it's not open, there's no cuts. Would you mind turning your hands over? I'm just going to have a quick look along here as well. There's nothing major there. A little bit dry on the ends here. Wonder why that could be. More with your right hand, you're doing things more with your right fingers,
yeah,
possibly.
Could be.
Okay. There's not so much dry skin on this side. Maybe the dry skin's up here on this one. But yeah, a little bit of dry skin. So definitely you would benefit from some TLC on that. Okay, right. So I'm just going to remove the towel. So I began with the story of our hunt for little sets of hand care products, and we went on a little adventure, and we went in a number of shops, didn't we, today? And in the UK, the normal ones, we tried all of them: Boots, Superdrug, Holland and Barrett. We tried Body Shop, where we really expected to get a handset, and we didn't. And we tried actually a few specialist shops as well, known for their beauty care. And again, we didn't really find anything that was focused on hands. And then just as we were about to give up, we passed, or actually we smelled the shop before we got to there. And we both looked at each other and said, Lush. The one place neither of us had thought about. But luckily it was on the way back to getting the car, and we thought, oh, okay, let's have a quick look. And we went in and we spent forever in there. Not necessarily looking at things just for the hands, because I was bowled over with some of the products that they had there. But the staff were so helpful, and we have ended up with buying actually 2 really good products that they actually recommended, and a whole number of samples that they gave us as well. So we're actually going to take the opportunity to use some of this, and we'll start with the body scrub, which they were recommending to get rid of dry skin. So we're going to take their advice and actually work on that. And then once we've cleaned that off, we're going to use the next product, which is called Helping Hands. So the staff were telling us a really lovely story about Helping Hands being one of the products that was used by the medical staff in particular. The medical staff were using this product because they were having to wash their hands so much during COVID, and a lot of them were getting really sore hands. And this product was the one that was really sold quite extensively, and I'm sure a lot of these products were given out as free samples. Certainly that's what they were implying to the medical staff, and really helping to calm down their hands so that they could carry on working. I just thought that was a lovely story.
Yeah.
And really nice. So we've got that one which we'll put on towards the end. And then in addition, they gave us loads of so many. They gave us a shampoo, some shower gel to try as well, but obviously not for, that was our other discussion. But on the hands, they also gave us a cuticle one to try. so we might try that. Just, you know, where I said there was a little bit of a redness, we'll try that on there. And then this one they were suggesting put on at the end, which is sweet wild orange balm, which we'll put on. And we'll see how we get on with those.
Yes, but this isn't sponsored. I should probably mention it's not sponsored. But I'm very excited to use all of the products.
So we're just going to take the ocean salt scrub off, and we're just going to take the tray away. I've just got something to use so that we can take out, it's sufficient to do your hands so that we don't contaminate everything else. So we're just going to take out enough to cover the 2 hands. Be quite generous. And make sure that's closed so that we can continue to use it on another time. So I'm going to take half of this out now. Okay, so let's move this over to there so that we can focus on your hand. And what we're going to do is just focus on one hand at a time. And what this is going to do, it's actually a lovely scrub. It smells delicious as well.
Yeah, that feels wonderful.
Yeah, just making sure it's done. And then we're going to do this bit here and the ends of your fingers where you had a bit of dry skin. So the salt can really get into that. And then we're going to do the remaining, leave that to one side, the remaining amount here on the other hand. And in particular we're going to get this bit here. And the whole aim of this was to really get rid of any dry skin. Okay. How's that feel?
Yeah, actually, it's really nice. I'm always scared with scrubs that they might be quite abrasive and harsh. But there's something in it that's really moisturising.
I know, it's quite soothing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right, okay, so we're going to have to obviously get cleaned up. I'm just going to go and rinse my hands off and actually change the water in the bowl, and then we'll come back and we'll rinse yours off. I'll change the water in there.
Thank you. Oh, it's really smooth. Thank you.
Okay, I'll just remove the bowl from you. So they're nice and soft and smooth now already. Okay, so I'm just going to pop the ocean salt away, and then I'm going to bring the tray up for the next product. So I think, should we try the helping hands next?
That would be lovely.
I think that would be a good one. So let's pop that there. Then I'll just pop this back down. This then leaves us some nice product available for another time. Okay, let's leave that to one side. Okay, so what I thought I would do is just try this as they're recommending this to us. And just massage that in to the hand area. And actually, while we're here, give it a little bit of a massage as well. That way we can make sure that this really goes into the skin. That's a lovely smooth product. If you could turn that over, what I'm going to do is just massage it into the palm and then across as well. Just so that the product actually goes in. Okay, leave that one there. Okay, I'm going to move to the other hand. Does that feel nice and cool?
It's really lovely. Makes me realise how dry they were. The moment you put the moisturizer on, you can really tell.
We're going to literally go into this bit here where we identified there was some dry skin as well. We're going to go up a bit higher. Obviously been very generous with my product. Don't think it matters if it goes up the arm a bit slightly. Okay, so nice and smooth with the Helping Hands product. Okay, I'm going to put these to one side now and we're going to look at one of the other products. Okay, so this is the little cuticle butter.
That one smells lovely.
Like
a nice citrusy.
So I don't think there's necessarily a proper way of putting these on, so what I thought I'd do is do that and then massage that in. That does massage in well.
It's actually so relaxing, that sensation.
Okay, and then we'll do the same with the other side, but it looks like you don't need a lot at all. It's got quite a sort of balmy texture. And then we've got this sweet wild orange balm, which was suggested as a finishing off product. Oh, that's orange. You can smell the orange on that.
That's lovely.
That does give a nice finishing feel, doesn't it? If you pop your hands together there. There we go. Right, so I think that's a real completion of our hand care activity. It's actually a nice mini adventure, and the smell actually is lingering, so that's very nice to finish off with. And I hope that you actually feel that your hands are much more comfortable. They certainly feel lovely and smooth. And that was a different sort of treatment. And I hope that the hands will really feel nourished and well looked after and enjoy having that attention on them.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
It feels really nice, and it really does feel different, like it's got into the cracks of the skin. So, yeah, and it was really relaxing. I'll sleep well this evening.
Yes, okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.